Are you a nursing student struggling to study for those nursing exams? Well, in this video, we are going to be going over some effective study strategies that is specific for nursing students. So from creating a study schedule to then mastering some note-taking, we're going to have you covered. Our tips and tricks are going to help you retain in the information and improve your test-taking skills that's going to ultimately excel you in your nursing exams. So don't let the stress overwhelm you. We're going to be going over all of these study habits that's going to help you achieve your goals and become a very successful nurse. So just sit back, take some notes, and get ready to ace your nursing exams. So with that, we're going to be starting with exactly where do I start and able to effectively study for my nursing exams. So the very first thing I want to make mention to you is making sure that you're creating a really good study habit plan. So making sure that you're creating a great study habit of studying every single day, making time to study in your schedule, having something set every day, and you're keeping to that schedule. That's one of the most important things, is staying to that schedule. Because eventually, once you do that over and over and over again, it's going to eventually become a habit. And it's just going to be something natural that is something you're going to be doing every single day, which is studying. So make sure you make a habit out of it. So start that today. If it's not you already, make sure you make that a point today. I'm going to go over some do's and don'ts that are going to help you effectively with your nursing exams. Number one for a do is making sure you're studying every single day. We just discussed that. So every day, please study. Do not wait to study. Do not wait till the night before to study. Study every single day. Also, make sure you know your learning style. So we have auditory learners, we have visual learners, we have people that can just read a page in a book and like know it all, right? You guys know them. Know your learning style. Like, what is your learning style? And then kind of go from there as far as how you can effectively study correctly for an exam that's going to help you excel. Make sure you take breaks. So when you set that study time, make sure you're getting up. Don't sit there for 3 hours straight studying, because honestly, the longer you're sitting there and trying to study for hours without a break, you're not going to retain information and your brain's just going to be mush. So make sure you get up, get a drink, talk to friends or family, have a snack, sit back down, and then study again. It's good to walk away and allow your brain to just relax and then come right back to it. So make sure you guys get those breaks in. And probably one of the most important things, get a lot of sleep. Make sure you get plenty of rest, because honestly, getting and taking an exam the next day, if you're not getting enough sleep or enough sleep generally every evening, you're not going to retain information well. You're not going to be able to focus very well. You're going to be stressed out, and you're just not going to do well on the exam if you don't get enough sleep. It's so imperative to get enough sleep. So make sure you do that as well. Now, some don'ts I want to go over is make sure you're not memorizing the material. You're not going to know anything in nursing if you're just memorizing, right? You're going to go to an exam, you're going to memorize everything. You might do well, but then did you really retain anything? Did you really understand the material? Could you effectively explain a process to someone without actually really understanding what it even meant? So please don't memorize. Don't memorize it. Make sure you're learning it to actually know it really, really well. It's going to help you build and build as you build on that foundation and as you learn more and more throughout nursing school. Next thing, don't procrastinate. Please, when you study every night like we just mentioned. Do not wait till the last minute to do a paper or a care plan or study for an exam. Don't wait till the night before a test to study. Please don't procrastinate. Just get it done. I promise you, if you just get it done and you make it a habit every day, you're going to do really well in your exams if you don't procrastinate. So please don't do that. Also, don't get distracted. Being distracted when you study is not very helpful. So what I mean by that is making sure you're in a good quiet space. Don't have your phone right next to you that's going to go off and it's going to obviously distract you. You're going to want to see who's texting you or calling you. Don't be somewhere where the TV's loud and people are yelling and screaming in another room. Make sure it's somewhere where you have no distraction and all you're doing is studying. So that is all you're doing, because distractions are going to keep you from studying, and then you're not going to have effectively studied enough and able to do well on the exam. So get away from distractions. And then the last thing I really want to talk about is some study aids. So a lot of students use some note cards, so flashcards, which is really helpful for pharmacology, or you can put a question on one side, answer on the other side. They're very, very effective. I know a lot of people that use those. So note cards are super, super helpful. Study groups, get part of a study group. So that is very helpful. Maybe something you don't understand, a fellow classmate will understand. So engaging in having a study group is very, very beneficial. NCLEX practice questions you can get in a test bank. You can obviously get here on nursing.com. We have plenty of NCLEX practice questions for you guys to do. That's just going to get you to be a little more mindful of what NCLEX questions are all about and what you're going to see on a test, because every test is based on an NCLEX type question. You're going to feel a lot more comfortable. The more you do, the more practice you get on NCLEX questions, the better you're going to do. So practice those questions. And then lastly, there's also all sorts of outside resources out there. I mean, you see anything from books on Amazon, nursing.com, obviously here, anything that you see on YouTube videos, right, that help you teach. Use some of those supplemental resources to help you as well. So if there's something you don't understand, use those. Diagrams are also really, really good, especially if you're a visual learner. So all of these things are super effective in making sure that you're studying really well and setting yourself up for success, right, for when you take those nursing exams. So I hope all of these little tips and tricks have helped you in this video. If you have any questions, concerns, you guys can always give us a comment, DM us, write us anytime, and we would be more than happy to help you. But until then, thank you and happy nursing.